Hello, audience. My name is Dawson. His name is Justin.
Hello.
And welcome to episode 16 and the finale to the first annual Spooktacular. So, today we are doing something a little bit different. It's been planned from the get go. We are watching two movies and reviewing two movies today. One pick being Justin's, one pick being mine. Justin's going first since it was my day yesterday. And Justin, what is the Spooktacular, the Halloween pick that we're going to be watching today? One of them, at least.
Honestly, it's only because I wanted to know what you think about this movie. The movie we're watching today, you said yourself, is Halloween, the remake this time.
The
Only because,
Halloween remake.
only because I want you to see, uh, the at least my idea of the better version of it. So let's just get right on into it.
All right.
And we're back. So we both just finished watching the remake of Halloween, and the synopsis is, after being committed for 17 years, Michael Myers, now a grown man and still very dangerous, escaped from a mental institution, where he was committed as a 10-year-old. And he immediately returns to Haddonfield, where he wants to find his baby sister Lori. Anyone who crosses his path is in mortal danger. Of course, it's directed by Rob Zombie. Um, And I really want to know what you have to say, Dawson.
You need to go first. I usually go first.
I
And
like
stuff.
asking you what you think when it's my choice. I hear
I,
your thoughts.
you need to go first on this one, buddy.
Fine. Um, I still stand by my statement that this is a better movie than the original, mainly because it is not quite so slow, and it gives some more character to Michael Myers.
Sure.
Because you show they show you the reason why he's so demented and psychopathic the way he is. Um,
And how's that?
he comes from a extremely fucked up household with a um asshole drunk stepdad.
Well, it's not even his dad. They're not even married. He's just a guy.
Okay, his mom's boyfriend is an asshole and a drunk. Um, his sister is a bitch. The only person in his household that's nice to him is his mother, but he's also like bullied at school.
Yeah.
And so he just like all these factors drove him to become a psychopath and a murderer
Yep.
and a very messed up dude.
Yep.
So even though it's really creepy to see this kind of stuff, it's still I like it that way because it gives Michael Myers more character as opposed to the first one where he's looks like he's basically just killing for no reason. Like he's you don't see his family situation in the first one or in the original. So for all you know, it could come from a good household. It just like
I mean, his family from the first one, you saw his mom and dad for a total like 15 seconds,
yeah,
and it just looked like an ordinary mom and dad.
yeah.
So, not much there.
So his character didn't really make sense back then because like the only reason why he it seems like in the original the only reason why he had a reason to snap is because his sister didn't take him trick or treating and instead had sex. It's like that isn't that good a reason, but in this movie everything just drove him to become the person he is.
Sure.
So I liked seeing that. And then about I want to say about like halfway through the movie or so, it starts following the same path of the original movie, where it's the three girls in Haddonfield, and he is killing them basically.
Yeah.
Um, and then, again, it just doesn't seem so slow. Like even though he walks everywhere, he is still not like he's not slow. Um,
Sure.
just like every this movie just to be more even though I feel like this movie is longer,
It is. It's 2 hours. I mean, in total, I mean, it's about 5 minutes of credits, but it's 2 hours long.
Yeah, even though this movie's longer, it seems to go by faster because they're telling the story at a faster pace. It's just because they had all that at the beginning in there, is why it's a longer movie.
Sure.
What do you think?
I, my feelings have not even changed about either of the movies.
Hmm.
I just, you said it was better, and I respect your opinion on what you feel, but for me, it was just as boring. Um, the only thing I can say is the kills are a little more brutal, but you saw them coming because they literally copied the exact same fucking kills from the original movie. Like, I don't. I mean, besides him killing his bully, and besides you seeing, a few of the guards being killed, it's pretty much cut and paste the exact same kills he did in the first movie. Kind of fucking boring because I knew what they were coming at. I knew where the kills were coming. I knew how he was going to do it. I mean, sure, the origins of where they happened were a little bit different, but they're the exact same kills, and they kind of were done the exact same way, which was kind of boring. This time, instead of Jamie Lee Curtis's character being kind of a standalone character, she has been morphed into his younger sister that has no idea that this happened to her. That this is her brother that's doing all these things, and she never actually knows. I mean, I don't know if that comes in the second one. Probably does. If she's even in the second one, I don't know. I can say that Malcolm McDowell, who was in such things as like Clockwork Orange, and recently he's been in the fucking Lunchable commercials. He's a great actor. He's kind of done like that funny Lunchable stuff, but he's a great actor. And in this movie, he did good. He was good as the doctor. Man, I told myself
Loomis.
Dot Loomis. He was good at that character, and I liked him. He was my favorite part of the entire movie. But he was in and out, kind of like Dr. Loomis was in the original movie. Just overall, I just didn't care. Still, I mean, um, in the very first movie, I thought my problem was that it was very slow. I could care less about the backstory of them, honestly, because I feel like some of the best villains don't have backstories, and it's kind of crazy seeing them, to value like this is who they are. Like the Joker, you have no clue who he actually is, but you're still fucking terrified of him because of who he is and what you know he's capable of. So knowing that he had like an abusive household and he had bullies at school, that didn't change for me because he was pretty much the exact same character. Nothing changed. He was still the huffing, puffing, slow William Shatner mask wearing character with the jumpsuit. And he like knowing his backstory didn't change what kind of a boring, slow character he was. For me at least. And I know there's fans of Michael Myers, and I get that. And as a kid, there used to be people on my street who dressed up like Michael Myers and kind of walk behind you slowly. I was terrified of that. And I probably still would if somebody was following me down the fucking street. But watching this movie, it was the same character from the original. It just, he had a backstory that is kind of a generic backstory. Broken household, bullies at school, now I'm a psychopath. Here I am. It didn't work for me. He killed animals and stuff like that. Literally the worst thing in this entire movie, and I hate it, and I felt so uncomfortable while watching it. There was such an unnecessary rape scene in this movie that they didn't need it. Though Michael escaped after it, there was absolutely no need for it in the movie except for just the wow, like, oh my god, they did that in the movie. No
Yeah, I
need
completely
for
forgot that was even in the movie.
it was bullshit, and it was terrible, and it was so graphic, and you'd like what the fuck? I thought Michael was the fucking hero. He actually saved the girl, and I felt for Michael when he's supposed to be the killer in the movie that you're supposed to hate. But I felt like all these characters in this movie were so annoying and so over the top that I was rooting for Michael to fucking slit their throats. It just overall, I'm left with such a bad taste in my mouth for these Halloween movies, and the sequels weren't any better for the originals, and the remake wasn't even that much. It was newer with kind of bigger kills. You got to see, some more blood, but more or less it was just cut and paste, and it was longer. And it's just I hate being the person that hates everything, but Rob Zombie. I have nothing against the director. I really don't. I haven't seen much of his other work.
I don't think he
But
really is much of a director. I
he's
know
a
he's a
director.
musician, but I don't. I know he has a movie coming out like later this year or really soon. Another horror movie. But I don't
Yeah.
know if he's done much else.
I have nothing against him and his work, but for me, this wasn't much better than the original, and I don't even know where I'm going to rate it because I feel like it was just the exact same movie, just in today's age, and still just as slow and even longer. I, I don't know. I honestly don't know how I feel about this movie. It did nothing for me,
Hmm.
and that never happens. Usually, I get something out of a movie, but this one, it's just one of those remakes. I don't know.
Hmm.
So let's just move on to ratings and stuff.
Um, Even though I do prefer this over the original, a lot of what you said is true, and I do understand where you're coming from, and I think I'm gonna give this movie a 6. I think it's a tad better than the original because it makes Michael Myers make more sense, but other than that, it's a 6 for me. What do you give it? Keep in mind you gave the original a 4.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to give this movie another four. It's the exact same movie.
Fair enough. And I can already kind of guess your answer, but would you recommend it?
No, no, just watch the original one because you're gonna get just as much from it.
Fair enough. I would say like thumb to the side. It's not the most necessary movie to watch, but if you're in the mood, watch it. But other than that, there's plenty of other things to watch.
Yep.
Um,
So I'm sorry for anybody out there that likes both these movies or whatever, but now we're gonna move on to my pick for the day for this episode for the finale of the first annual Spooktacular. And I told Justin in the very beginning I'd be picking this movie sometime in this Spooktacular. And it's very short, it's very sweet, it's only 25 minutes long, so it's not necessarily a movie, but something that everybody watches every season, every holiday, like Halloween season, and that is It's a Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
it's only 25 minutes long.
Yep.
Shit, I always felt
So
longer.
it's no, it's super short. So it's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown is what we're watching. It's the final thing we're watching for the Spooktacular, and
Okay,
yeah,
let's get right into it. And we're back. So we both just finished watching It's a Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and Dawson. Tell us everything.
okay. So it's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie
Oh,
Brown.
I'm sorry.
Came out in 1966. The synopsis reads: The Peanuts gang celebrates Halloween while Linus waits for the Great Pumpkin. Of course, this is based off of the classic comic shorts by Charles Schultz, and these are one of the movies that everybody kind of watches during the Halloween season. I mean, you have Christmas with A Christmas Story, and with the Halloween season, it's the most notorious thing that everybody kind of watches on Halloween is this TV special. Now, like I mentioned, it's not a movie; it's a TV special, but I feel like if there's just a short, sweet 25-minute thing that I want. And Justin, what did you think about? I mean, of course, you've probably seen this a dozen times.
At
So,
least. Um,
what's your thoughts?
I
Just
haven't seen this in a few years now, I believe. I used to love Charlie Brown as a child. I
yeah.
used like Snoopy and by association Woodstock were some of my favorite characters
Oh
as a
yeah.
child. I even had like a Snoopy plush and a Woodstock plush. Um, and I used to really like them. I don't like them as much nowadays, but they're still nice to watch every once in a while.
Yeah.
Like I used to own like at least 10 different Charlie Brown movies on VHS,
Yeah,
if
they're
not
just
more.
short and sweet.
Yeah, like there was like
Just
3 different Christmas ones. I had all of them. Of course, there's only one of them is like the famous one that everybody knows, but there was a
yeah,
few other Christmas ones that didn't gain as much traction.
no.
Um, but I used to love them. And it's nice to watch every once in a while. Nice to revisit the classics, the childhood. This is the
I
one.
think
This is actually the one thing, that we watched that's like that is a childhood kind of movie that we both watched as a child and both used to love.
oh yeah. I feel like everybody's had to have seen this at least once.
Yeah.
You
Unless you're
know,
Amish and don't have a TV.
sure, yes, unless you're Amish, Justin, because those are the people that don't watch Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
Um, I'm in the same boat as you. It's just one of those childhood classics from, from many decades of people's childhood classics. I mean, this is something that's ran every single year for many decades now, and I love Charlie and the Gang. I think Linus in this is extremely funny. Just him, missing out and trick or treating with his friends to just sit in a pumpkin patch all night waiting for this so-called great pumpkin. It's kind of like Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny. Everybody's making fun of him, telling him that's not real, and he's basically saying, "F off" to all the naysayers that he's gonna collect all the
I would
prizes, and
love to hear Linus literally say "fuck off."
that would be something that he would not say.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun seeing all like the I love Charles Schultz. I think he's an amazing artist. He created a comic strip that will live on for decades and decades to come, and all the characters he's created are so widely loved in everybody's cultures. And if you are in a place that you don't have Charlie Brown, I definitely recommend going and checking out some of the comic strips because they are funny and they're very smart. They're very some of the stuff that the characters say, like they're all young kids, but some of the stuff that they say is just like, oh my god, like I was not expecting them to say that. And just the when Sally asks what's her name? Um, what's her name?
Lucy?
Lucy. God dang it. Yeah, when Sally asks Lucy, um, is it legal to go door to door and asking for candy? And she's like, yeah, of course. She's like, I don't want to get in trouble or anything. It's just like she doesn't want to get in trouble for with the law by going trick or treating because it might be illegal. And then 3 times Charlie Brown got a rock, and I laughed every single time. Just like, I got a chocolate bar, I got an apple, I got a pack of gum, I got a rock. That's just so classic, and it's just still funny to see. I got a chuckle out of every single time he said that, and they were just all right in a row. Seeing Snoopy as a World War I fighter pilot on top of his house, just flying around, not actually flying, but pretending, and then he's kind of like on the battlefield, and seeing him kind of tear up to the kid on the piano. I forgot his name, but the piano player, every time he'd start playing sad music, he'd like start crying, and then all of a sudden he just howled like a wolf. And just so much great stuff stuffed inside this 25-minute special, and it goes on until the very end. Like there's a credit scene, but you can still hear the characters talking. Like this, it fills up every single second they have for the special, and I watched it all the way through, and it's always a delight to watch. I'll probably watch it every single year, just like I've done already. So I've watched this at least 18 times, and
Mhm.
I'll probably watch it some more. So yeah, Justin, let's move on to some ratings.
It's hard to give this anything
Yeah,
less than a good score because of what it is.
yeah,
Like, the only thing I can truthfully give it is a nice clean 8 because it's just that childhood nostalgia and I love it.
yeah.
What do you give it?
Um, I wasn't gonna score it at all. I just was
Mm.
gonna go off and say, either I can't do it. Um, if I had to, I'd probably just give it an 8-2. But honestly, I don't know if I could score it or not.
Hmm.
Cause it's just one of those classics. That's a classic for everyone. But I guess I'll just leave it with an 8.
And the answer is again obvious, but would you recommend it?
Hell yeah, go on, watch it.
Same.
It's on all day.
Any final thoughts?
When will Charlie Brown ever kick the football? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah.
Justin, this is the finale of the Spooktacular.
This
Got to give us a good sign off, Justin. Come on.
we'd like to thank y'all for watching. Thank you for joining us for the past 2 weeks. If you
Oh,
did, if you didn't, go back and watch them all. They're all there. We watched some good movies, watched some shitty movies, but overall, I think this was a pretty good idea.
yeah.
And of course, we'll more than likely do it again next year. Um, that's pretty much it for us. Like, thank you for watching. Join us on Thursday for Throwback Thursday. It is Dawson's pick, and that's pretty much it. Till then, guys, we'll see you later.
Bye.